Good evening, fellow Ambazonians. Na Chairman Capo Daniel around Campo na today we can give una some very critical analysis and to go into depth for our liberation struggle. This time we will use a clip for Chatniteafrica for the Divine Chamukong. We interview Chris Anu. It will give we an opportunity for help educate our people then for way to hold the do am and for know exactly who side the struggle they and who side they go. Because plenty our people then they need the rest. They wonder where to go be the future for this struggle, where to go be the future for our country, because we're there for a crossroad, we're there for some critical position. So maybe we'll dive straight into this video. We'll not go take plenty time so that we will not delay plenty. For sure now wait till we will talk am. The interview be passed yesterday, we don't cut some part. Unfortunately, majority of the video, we get any enough useful things that we select them for day. But we'll get the one we want bring up for now today. Courtesy of Chatniteafrica. So maybe we'll watch the video together and I go analyze them for now. This one is very critical because we don't talk say this struggle now about all Ambazonia and them and a time for we to look them critically. Put on your thinking cap. Not just the work in assumption why people they die, people they suffer for a long time. So one day they talk their own anyhow, but maybe we'll look and we'll reason together so that me reasoning it prevail. So maybe gonna join me, we'll go through this video and it will show now wait to around the talk for a very long time. So maybe we'll dive straight for that video.
Yeah.
Put time in the cam.
What's your definition of victory in this firefight? Victory is
the whole issue where what people they need to know. Now say, how can we win this war? How will we succeed for get our freedom? Is it possible for we forget that freedom through independence now? Is it not possible? Now wait till we expect them. Some good news that we go come up with some side cam and many other questions the way what people they ask them for their heart. Now anyway, I will use this video and this interview where Divine Chamokong get them with Christopher Anu. I go take them for explain them for una very well. Maybe una sister una understand them. Una use una own brain because no man no be fool. If you been a foolish person, you surely they watch me. But if you get the mind of your own, for think things them very fine in a very nice way for see how they go forward. And then you sister you reason very well, you listen very well, and no say plenty voice and therefore outside there, and if you be confusing for some regular person. But there is no substitute for you deciding on your own, making your own opinion, and not think say your opinion count. Because they fight now about all we Anglophone them. Now the heart and mind of our people them. Now the legitimacy what they give for this war if we make a me go forward. Now so that legitimacy if we make a me the war is stop. So but it be important me we decide not be based on emotion, based on hatred and all these type of things, but me will look the reality toward the face them and then we will challenge them head on. As I always talk, when you stand for the truth, you need to fear debate. You need to fear for challenge anybody. And nobody for inside the struggle no go ever dare for challenge me for a debate because they also will stand for the truth. A majority of our people, them unfortunately, they stand for the dark side. They stand for the false information manipulation where they don't ever face reality. But as a day, we will always use logic so that any reasonable person will come for the same conclusion what they come for. If you be reasonable, unless you suffer from this groupism, this thing where the infighting, then you go be confused. But for any man where it be able to think, he go come for the same conclusion what I make him. So maybe we'll play the audio. The one ask Chris Anu about winning. Are we winning? Can we win? Now the question this way Divine Chamokong ask him, maybe we hear, because if some answer they way, some person fit give now the answer then this way if outside, maybe na sister na here.
What's your definition of victory in this firefight? Victory is sustaining the fight to a final settlement. And for as long as Ambazonia continue to hold its own, waiting for that moment of a negotiated settlement, that is what victory is all about.
So there I ask Chris Anu, say now wait to be victory. That means say now wait to go happen, make we win this war. Now wait to be winning for our side. And Chris Anu, he explained the same cancer where he done there for this our struggle for a long time. We were people that suffer a lot of delusion and confusion. For Chris Anu talk say winning na say wetin, may we would just continue the fight and then the wait some moment go come way negotiation go come. I don't know whether he know how the world will work, but the world need to work this way. Any popular movement for succeed, it depend on how competent the leadership them be for organize themselves and for articulate the problems them in a written form, in a very clear and solid proposition for get international support or for be able for lobby me that action it come to pass. I want me gonna know say majority, I talk as a science, a student for law and political science, majority of popular movement are never successful. And I will give you several examples them. Number one example I'll give you now for inside a country. The one a war for freedom. Nevertheless, it get a lot of component of popular uprising. Popular uprising, for any popular uprising for succeed, it must go beyond popularity. Popular uprising can give birth to popular leaders, but it does not take a popular movement or something to be popular to succeed. SDF during multipartyism in Cameroon was the most popular organization we've ever seen. John Fundi was the most popular politician we ever saw in Cameroon. He traveled across Cameroon 21 times, visiting every village from north to south, west to east, to talk to chiefs, talk to the population. But the movement for the democratization of Cameroon failed because he lacked that capacity and that know-how to maneuver his way in the reality of things to make the dream of a democratic Cameroon possible. He was not flexible with France. He did not know the importance of cutting deals with the French government. He wanted to start from top bottom, not from bottom top. We all know the mistakes he made. You take example even for America, you get the popular movement where they call them Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is start for popularity, it end for popularity, it not ever transform for anything. They profit transform them into political party where you go fight for black people their right or for many other movements. But it don't start, it don't end without anything because of what you know, be get an articulated paper where if he state which way they want them for lobby them, make that thing it come to fusion. It just can end like a rhetoric. I'll give you an example of one the way we win. No be say I give you only example of a popular uprising way no rise. You get the one for the pro-democratic rioters them for inside Sudan, where majority of them are youth. They be the fight for democracy for Sudan. Wait way make them then succeed for change and to accomplish their goal. Now say wait they be get a paper. They write specific demand where they want them for the military junta where they take over power for Omar Bashir. Because they will be very specific and it will be within the realms of the possibility. They will be able for hold that government hostage by popular uprising so that they make a joint government, including the military council and the civilian council them. Because they will be effective, they will get activists the way they will be smart. You go for Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso will be get uprising so that they overthrow their president. Tunisia the same. But the population they not be get a vision, leader the way they be feel articulate and for press on specific solution where the country go forward. Wait happen for Burkina Faso, they retreat back. Finally, now Russia then can take over Burkina Faso. You know, if you talk say that coup d'etat now the win for the Burkina Faso people. Now just a Russian take over for fight say me the pipe way they be the bill and me carry gas for Nigeria, me go for Europe, me no go. So make we know say just because our Ambazonian struggle it be popular, it no mean say it must succeed. Just because our leader them they want to enjoy that popularity, it no mean say that popularity will translate for victory. We need to be capable. We need to get leader the way them be capable for understand international politics, for be able to articulate, for know the reality of the war and maneuver the agenda of the people to fusion. Without that, it will still fail. So make a play again, make una hear Chris Anu, he hope for victory. And I think say for the most part, it reflect the misconception we wouldn't get them for this trouble. Make una hear again.
Victory is sustaining the fight to a final settlement. And for as long as Ambazonia continue to hold its own, waiting for that moment of a negotiated settlement, that is what victory is all about.
So according to Chris Anu, may we only the fight. Don't the fight na fight, the wait. until some final settlement when negotiation could come. That one a definition of madness, especially when we lose for the battlefield. You know, if you don't talk to me, you fight, the go. You know, get the capacity for engage with international partners. You know, if you talk with international state party, then for convince them and support your agenda. Now that ability for convince the international community, now it matter for independence. If you know if you get any country to recognize you, then you waste your time. Even if you want to liberate yourself by force, you must either get that power, not only for liberate yourself, but for convince other countries then for recognize you as independent country. And the most important, now the country where you want as the independent from, now that country must give you that independence. Southern Sudan get independence from who? From Sudan. Now Sudan then grants them independence. If Ambazonia want get independence, now from who? Now from La Republic. And not only La Republic will grant you independence. Palestine no fit get independence without Israel's approval. Somaliland they no fit ever get independence, no matter who recognize them, unless Somalia approve them, because na say United Nations be built. So this idea say we don't begin the fight, the shidong with incompetent people like Mumus, Lucas Ayabacho, and people like Chris Anu, that somehow they'll bring us independence when they themselves they don't have any plan. They just think that when people will be fighting in ground zero, then somehow independence will appear like manna from heaven. No, it does not work like that. That is how a struggle slowly dies completely and we will get into a total loss scenario. And we cannot accept that with the amount of price we have paid. That is why we come up with a tangible plan, a roadmap that appeals to the international community, that conforms to the will of the international community to be able to make progress for our people. That is the only way we can win. So I will play the rest of the video, but I think when I hear from Chris Anu, he no get no plan. No man for this struggle, no get no plan. All the organization, the way they start this struggle, none of them no get no plan. We go give you independence. Siseko a plan may be for recognition. They don't catch Siseko, so that a plan it don't die. If the plan say be work, we'll never see the effect, the potential, them time they catch it. The people they want recognize we, they fulfill recognize we. We don't travel, go for Spain, I participate for the mission for Spain, talk for their politician, and then tell with the same thing. So they feel only support our right for self-determination, but they don't feel support independence. So we need to be frank with our people then, not for waste human life, but for maximize our chances for end the war in a way where we go fit get way to where we fit get them. Because if we insist for team we will not fit get them, we will not first get the plan, we will not first get the competent people then for do them, then we don't lose our brain and we don't undermine our people, their safety and their dignity. We will not fit allow our country, that peaceful Kumba, Boya, Munya, Kumbo, boom, me can turn like Mexico. We cannot allow that to happen simply because some people just think that they should be fighting forever. No, we cannot even fight forever because our capacity is being depleted on the battlefield. Cameroon cannot basically win if we do the right things, of course. But when we are just sticking to our guns, sticking to positions that do not favor us, then we give the victory to Cameroon. So maybe we hear the rest of the video.
Chris, I know belligerents never agree that or accept that or concede that they're losing a fight. But when you launch this war, or let me put it this way, when you engaged, the goal was to be in Boya. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The goal still remains the same, to be in Boya.
So if you're not in Boya, how are you winning?
We are absolutely winning. If I may turn it around to you, how long did it take Sudan, South Sudan, to get autonomy and then independence? How about?
So now the things this way they happen. Chris Anu, and Sako, we then collect 2 million for our people then for my trip to Boya. With the promise say 1 year they will give you independence on 3 months. So they'll give you independence in 3 months. Now then this he talks say the one will do begin the fight now forever. After they don't take that money, embezzle them, chop that money. These are the real traitors who have betrayed our people on the ground. Young boys join Ambazonian fighting with the hope that weapons will come from my trip to Boya. We campaign for that project. We contribute to that project. This church rat, this cold-blooded killer, whose brother is responsible for the killing of chiefs, innocent soldiers for domination only, not to liberate our people. They come and they want our people to be in a perpetual state of war and violence forever, as long as it takes. Because the church rat who could not have a job is now eating money from the struggle. He has said it clearly. They should give him money. He will eat the money. He has said it. It's not like something he's hiding. So this guy, I'll get to that later, but let us stick to what they're actually saying so that maybe people they understand when we talk something, we need to just talk about thin air. Now the Christian this, which wait to be plan. He plan and say, we will fight forever. We will continue to fight until one day negotiation will appear. No, you must get a plan. You must engage the international community to make that negotiation happen. If you are not able to make that negotiation happen on your current basis, it means that your current basis cannot work. You see how you can adjust it if your main objective is the interest of the people, which apparently the interest of Cristiano is just to have titles, receive money from the struggle, because he's definitely changed his life as a result of this struggle. He's not somebody like us who contribute money. We spend our own money in this struggle. These are benefactors, scavengers who are benefiting from people's blood, and they don't care. So anyway, let us listen to the rest of the tape.
Eritrea. How about Zimbabwe? How about so many other countries that has fought for their independence? How about Somaliland that has ruled itself for 31 years and they are still yet not recognized? I think.
So I want me gonna first see the person where they talk, Chris Anu, how he really be so stupid, how he be so dull. Even common logic. They ask you questions, say, how you expect say Ambazonia will win? Then he example where the game, he go call Somaliland, then talk say Somaliland, it don't stay for 30 years where they don't already win war, they control the land, they never still be independent. Now, which can example that? It is a show say, we Southern Cameroonian, even if we win, we control our land, we'll not go still be independent. I mean, if we get military victory, we'll kick out Cameroon, we'll take control of our land, we'll even print our money like Somaliland, we'll not go still get independent. But now, just for show you say the money IQ first of all low. I don't listen for the whole program. And I even lack better material for take and for come share and Uruna because his logic, he doesn't even have logic. He's not intellectually, he's not a smart guy, he's not an intelligent person in the first place. And anybody who thinks that people like this can help us in this our struggle, then you must think again. So look at the example he's given. Somalia. No, he gives the example. Let us forget Somalia because that is not a good example. It is an example of how a country can win a war and they don't even have independence, even though they control their land. Ambazonia cannot, first of all, compare with Somalia. Somalia, they have thousands of men. Even here in Canada, I meet Somalia people who go down to fight because they have created a united front. They collaborate with each other. They fight to defend their homeland. Not fighting against each other like us in Ambazonia. We don't, first of all, have the weapons to compare with Somaliland. We don't. We don't have that firepower. We don't have that technical know-how. On the battlefield, our forces are not disciplined. They don't have that technical know-how to be effective in operations. So we should know that one. There is no comparison. Even compare with Southern Sudan. Southern Sudan have a whole battalions in the army of Sudan that switch sides to fight with them. You know, the Field Marshal Rick Marshal was a commander in the Sudanese army. He switched sides to fight and defend his own people. In our own fight, how many Cameroon army have joined us? Ayeke will be talk say join, we will all know say he will be Namvum. Ayeke they be driving for army, he be down, he will be disciplined for Cameroon army before he can join we. Before he even come, without already the fight on top of. So how many of our own people did join me for fight? Our population, they don't even want to hear about Ambazonia for the most part because of all people like Chris Anu. How can you even compare us with Southern Sudan? Now, a cosh for Southern Sudan. So you compare with Southern Sudan. Southern Sudan, they will be united behind their own leader. For our own man, the fight. Chris Anu, the fight now for make a TV station. Abacho, the fight now say they no agree with Seko. Even na independent, they ran deny. Sako the fight you wanna say na he go dey because we na see na trouble na no be done this year. We not be compare with any country. The intensity for our fight is over small. We buy 2 AK, we go show them for road, we will shout to stay we don't buy them. Now you already been a commander in chief. because you don't buy 2 AK. Would it raise fund? I mean, the highest fund would raise another 2 million. Now, how much you been a grano would gather around? Somaliland, I know how much one businessman for Somaliland they put up a table for fight war. For 1 week. You know how much? So may we not begin deceive ourselves. The intensity of our war, warrant, will lead us to the expected result we want. The time we fulfill win this war, it will be a combination of our force and resistance on the ground and our appeal to the conscience of the international community that look at the brutal nature of the regime, look at how they are burning down villages. We could make that compassionate case in a very effective manner. It was effective until we started killing our own people because thieves like Chris Anu and Sako came into the scene, murderers like Ayabacho came into the scene, start with embezzlement, killing soldiers, fighting for domination, and no collaboration could work. Our soldiers become disillusioned and tend to start kidnapping people. Activists who don't have brain were even encouraging soldiers to kidnap people as a means to survive to fight war. So we undermine the very independence that we're fighting for because we have egoistic people who are suffering from peacock syndrome that could not put the people first. Today they want to compare us with Eritrea. How can you compare us with Eritrea? Can we even compare with 1/4 in Eritrea with the amount of weapons that they have? How many international supporters do Eritrea have? They have industrial companies that produces weapons and supply it to them. They have the capability to build their own weapon. Our own small capability to make even gunpowder. You people will go and report. Barrister Fru Johnson in America said that anywhere that we buy a weapon, if it is not their own group, he will go and report that group. He will encourage people to go and report. So how can we win a war? How can we even compare? Then you look today, you have the killers, the murderers, the murderers of our people, the killers. Ayabacho, Lucas Asu, and Julius Ni. I will report him to the university, let them fire him, know that he's a killer. They come out to say that Norway and Spain have recognized Palestine. It means that they are going to recognize us. These people are ready. We have to really understand. We must be frank and fair with our people to make progress for them. How can you compare Ambazonia with the Palestinian? Palestinian, even though they have been, most of the groups have been declared as terrorists like Hamas. Even that Hamas, which is a satanic group, they don't kill Palestinian. They give food to the Palestinian. They organize the Palestinian. They are united. They go and attack Israel and come back home. As bad as it is, they don't attack their own people. But with us, we've spent time killing our own people, kidnapping our own people, doing all this atrocity, having excessive lockdown, and you want to compare our struggle with Palestine? Look at the whole Arab world behind Palestine. Everywhere they are protesting. How many African countries have you seen them talking about Ambazonia? Even the guy in Kenya, in Punchline, this news guy, he came to talk about Ambazonia. I called the guy to talk to him. At that time, I was working with Ayabacho. He said, no, I don't want to hear about that man. That Ayabacho is a very wicked man. They have told him everything already. So our own leaderships spend time to blackmail each other in the international community. Blackmail each other to journalists, even small people like journalists. Not because it will help them politically, simply because they want to be popular and they don't want any other person. For them, it is a fight for dominance. We cannot compare our struggle with any struggle in the war. We have demonstrated the level of primitivity, backwardness in this struggle that me, myself, I'm shocked. At every turn and twist, we try to adjust and even fix the leaders who were there when the struggle started to look good, to arrange the struggle. They will still spoil it. So it is an insult to compare our struggle with all this comparison that they make. There is no comparison. So let's listen anyway.
We are doing just tremendously great in our quest for independence or getting to Boya.
If people are on ground zero who do not want to follow your instructions on ghost towns, lockdowns, what's going to happen to them?
Nothing will happen to them. All they just need to do is...
So there are asked Chris Ano, and at this thing that this boy done spoil this struggle, where they start beginning the attack people them because they know obey ghost town, simple things. We'll not say wait and they will convince people, then I convince them. me dem obey ghost town. The whole point for ghost town na say our struggle will not get that military power. We need for accompany the struggle with a popular demand for show the world saying that the whole population want am. The population they sit down home willingly. When Tasang Wilfred they be called for ghost town Abobala, they no be call people them by force. They no be threatening people them. We be start for use vanguard them. Le person let me I be start recruit boy them for play the vanguard rule, not for against our population, but against saboteurs. Because at Tanganjipo, Patrick Ekema were hiring people to come and violate the ghost town. So we had to look for boys to go after those specific saboteurs, some of who were brought from Buddha. Patrick Ekema was buying taxi and giving it to people who were in Douala to come and drive in Boya to undermine the ghost town. We were not forcing our people or intimidating our people to obey ghost town, because when you do that, you defeat the purpose of ghost town. And to show you how stupid and illiterate this guy is, he cannot even have logic. Look at his explanation. Let me play it and you guys will hear.
Follow the flow. If you don't want to follow the instructions of ghost towns or lockdowns, but stay home, you have nothing to fear. But if you say you should defy it, go out, set up shop, and do business as usual, you are not only looking for trouble from the restoration fighters of Ambazonia, you are also looking for trouble from the occupying forces of La République du Cameroon. Let me tell you one thing. I was speaking to a lady on the ground last night, and she said she had a shop in the Boya market. And every ghost town day, they have to shut down, go stay home. And Patrick Ekema went around and shut down their shops. Guess who was doing that? That was in the restoration fighters, Patrick Ekema, the mayor. Which is why it is important when lockdowns and ghost towns are called, protect yourself, protect your business, stay home.
So when I see how the boy door, did I ask you about ghost town? Say if some person not obey ghost town, what will happen? You talk say they not go do anything. The same time you talk say they go do something. And now you talk say the ghost town they be enforced by La République and by Ambazonia. So it is no longer, you are not even there to defend the fact that ghost town is a popular movement, that people are willingly staying at home to demonstrate that they want freedom. Instead, you talk say they stay home now because they fear we Ambazonia will fight at them and they fear Patrick Ekema. So now person will enough first get sense. If you don't get sense for even no logic for answer question where journalists asking for you, how can anybody believe that you can have that capacity to convince any international partners who are more sophisticated to give us independence or recognition? So these are the dullness where Cristiano get them. I mean, real life stupidity where it make people they laugh with. Now, either way, the Mark Barata be talk one time say if them pull and Pobia, it go first key Cristiano before you look at bullet they remain for key Pobia. Because the man is just so dull and have committed so much havoc in this our struggle that is beyond repair. But I will play a me gonna see the kind of stupidity. Ghost town na popular movement. It no require force. The force na only for protect against saboteurs. And when people they do want to talk say it be right for not people them for punish people them without any restriction because of ghost town, that is how La République even go behind and start killing our people. And they mislead soldiers who start killing our people because of ghost town using excessive force. We must be measured with our language to explain to our people, ghost town, yes, anybody would violate ghost town. The soldiers will come and make sure that that person understands. They may have some type of measures to use to enforce ghost town, but that measures cannot defeat the purpose. Whatever measures they use should not defeat the purpose of ghost town. So that should be what any reasonable leader or somebody who like a leader wanna be will try to defend the ghost town. He is actually undermining the ghost town. When you are claiming that it is Patrick Ekema, La République that is enforcing the ghost town, it just tell you people actually what is happening. Nevertheless, Beg will continue.
Do people have the choice to not follow ghost towns?
No, they don't have the choice. They don't have the choice to not follow ghost town. They don't have the choice.
But that sounds like dictatorship, Chris.
No. We're not in a normal situation here, Divine. This is a war situation. You are talking about democracy in the USA in a normal situation. We're not talking about a normal situation in Ambazonia.
But I have people who have.
So now the type of man talking of foolishness where it did for do a struggle. People like foolish people like Chris and who don't know logic. Ghost town now part of the struggle. And the reason why we promote Ghost Town as a strategy, because now we for sure the world say what people them actually in the population, they demand for freedom, not be just the leaders. Because they will talk say no, the population cannot, the Pobia will say that he has stifled the space for freedom of speech. Our population cannot express themselves because they are afraid of Cameroon persecution and even prosecution. So the population have only one way we can use, one strategy we can use for them to express themselves is through the Monday Ghost Town. But when you have this Mumu big mob come out here and he's actually saying that, listen to him very well. He's now saying that the people don't have a choice for Ghost Town. They must obey Ghost Town. So it is not longer a free movement. It's not something that expresses the will of the people, but it's an issue where people are forced to do so. And then according to his logic, he says that now war, no be freedom, no day again, no be democracy. So for he, they for fight that war now for force our people them to obey Ghost Town. So his war is not about just La Republic, it is forcing our people, even when it is against their will. When he was supposed to be proving that it is the will of our people manifesting in Ghost Town, he is proving the contrary. I know that he's just foolish. Somebody may say that he's working for La Republique, they have paid him. That is why he's making this type of statement to actually undermine our case. Because anybody in the international community, we are not just fighting for our people on the street to agree with us. We are fighting for the international community to understand our points, to understand the meaning of Ghost Town, to know the type of expectation. Instead, a man with a big mouth is coming to tell them the reverse, that Ghost Town is a hostage situation. The international community have been telling us that Ghost Town is a hostage situation. Our people are no longer doing it because they want it. And Chris Ano is helping them to make that case. Instead to defend the Ghost Town, he is dismantling the Ghost Town. So you see the treason. Treason by foolishness. Treason by foolishness. Now listen.
Written to me to ask you who even gave you the authority, the power to speak on their behalf.
The people of Ambazonia, gave me the authority to speak on their behalf, and which is why when I come online and I declare lockdowns in ghost towns, the people listen to it, they respect it, not because they fear me, but because they know it is about their own freedom and liberties.
So this is the whole point. We have to show the world that our people obey Ghost Town and all those things because of their own freedom and liberty. That is the right thing. Not that they are afraid of us. But he has made the case that they are afraid not only of us, but they are afraid of even La Republique to Cameroon, even undermining what he's saying. So even when you come to try to use this material for educational purposes, you end up just showing how foolish this man is. I mean, logically, anybody with logic, common sense, will see clearly that this man is a dull man. So we should understand that the whole logic of Ghost Town is to allow our people to freely express their mind. If we cannot convince them and they cannot do so by their own freedom, that means that they have ended up to reject the struggle or have gone cold for the demand, and the demand for whatever we were demanding through the Ghost Town do no longer represents what they are doing. We have to be conscious of that. We cannot fight the people. The war is not against the people. So let us hear what he concluded.
I'm trying to find out. I think this way it's getting a little bit confusing. When you say people gave you the mandate, what metrics were you using to say that, yeah, we've been given the mandate to act on the behalf of people on ground zero?
Now, you will agree that when this struggle started, the people of Ambazonia created the interim government of Ambazonia and elected, not appointed, but elected a leader. We have now moved from one.
So, this we should be clear. Then I asked Chris Anu a very pertinent question. Now, who gave you the right to speak on behalf of our people? Who gave you that power? Who elected you as a president? Because he is claiming that he's a president. Sako is claiming that he's the president. Siseko also have the same similar claim that he is the president of Ambazonia. Who elected you? He said that the people. He said that the people elected him. The people created the IG. I was the one who created the IG. I am part of the people who created the IG. I did not represent the Ambazonian people. When you say the Ambazonian people elected you, the Ambazonian people choose you. How? Divine Chamukong, who is dead, did not elect you. Mami Miando, where is Miando, Mami Popo for Ground Zero. All those people, then they don't ever elect you. So they need I know say na just foolishness. Na person way just lack knowledge. The simple thing I say wait, you don't understand the meaning of people. People mean say all man. Has the people in Ambazonia elected anybody? No. They cannot even elect, even if they won, because of why we are in war. There is a difference between the people and the movement. The Anglophones, our struggle is a movement. All Anglophones are included in that interest of the movement, but not all Anglophones are part of that movement. The struggle itself, not everybody is part of it. There are many Anglophones who sit in their corner, they support the struggle, but they are not a part of the struggle. They don't fight for the struggle. They don't even support it financially, but their opinion may support the struggle, but it is their interest because it is their interest. So the fact that you think that the people, some of us in the struggle elected Siseko Ayoktabi means that the people have elected him, shows that you don't even know what you're talking about. People elect through popular mandate. That means they have general election. Or those people elect their representatives, and then their representative elect a leader. Siseko was never elected by our people directly, or people that were chosen by our people. The struggle have many factions. It is the factions that were supporting the governing council. And this hand-picked leaders, because he picked us who were in the diaspora, called country heads, and not only country head, because you have other people with his cabinet. His cabinet alone is about 7 or 8 people. And then the other people that were selected from abroad were about 7 to 8. Then we joined together and choose Siseko. They actually choose him. I was the one who brought the idea that we should elect him. It is us. It is me, Capo Daniel, the founder of the IG. So don't come and say that the people elected Siseko, they created the IG. No. It is a movement. And that is how movements are formed. But when you consider that you start to take it to mean that it is a government, it shows that you don't only know what you are talking about, but you are abusing our people's power. The people never elected anybody. The people have never elected anybody. Organizations have emerged to represent the interests of the people, and none of them don't have exclusive power. So the idea that we have a government is just baloney. We don't have any government. When a government in terms of a contemporary government, this does not mean that the whole idea of a government is a bad thing. But we not get government, like how a government they for country we get power for sovereignty. No. But people that let one and know a complex thing like this topic. But all the less, the people have not elected anybody, the people have not asked anybody to go and fight for them. It is the people, some segment of our people have organized themselves to represent the interests of our people, which is how liberation movement are done. But these nimpo cocks, these foolish ones who don't know anything, they take it to mean that they are government. They actually think that they are real president. It's silly. They have made us a laughing stock. But let's listen.
Leader to the order, from one leader to the order, it is my turn. I was not appointed. I was not nominated. I was elected by the people of Ambazonia. And that is why.
So Chris Anu, to be clear, this is the fact. He was not elected by the people of Ambazonia. He was elected by a group of friends that support him in the interim government that he calls them Restoration Council. Just like Sako was elected by a few group of people there. Siseko also was elected against the laws, the bylaws of the governing council that was set when we made the first conclave. Nevertheless, everybody is a leader in his own right within his own organization, but this misrepresentation must stop. Stop misrepresenting yourself. You are not the president of Ambazonia. Ambazonia is not yet a country. We just want to be a country. We are still part of Cameroon. We are trying to separate. We should know our aspiration, our dream, our desires are different from our reality. So we must know this type of things. We should not be a backward people that are not competent to think about things that are so simple. So let's listen.
legitimacy is there.
An Ambazonian government in exile does not have.
So this is an expert, international expert. Now that we have played that part of that video, I want to play some international expert that Chris Anu had invited. Let you hear what they have to say about all this thing about the government. Listen.
Elected by the people of Ambazonia, and that is why that legitimacy is there.
An Ambazonian government in exile does not have credibility with the international community.
So this is an international expert interviewed by Chris Anu, telling him that it was in a cabinet meeting and some of the people there recorded it to give it to me. Them that the international community do not recognize the IG. They don't internalize any interim government. That it is just baloney. And they are wasting their time. Even real interim government that have existed for countries, real countries, that are recognized as states within the members of the United Nations, their own interim government or groups like that were all discarded. So listen to an international expert speak about this thing. Then we'll go back to the main topic of today. Listen.
An Ambazonian government in exile does not have credibility with the international community. And there is a historic precedent for this. During World War II, several European countries had governments in exile: Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia. But at the end of the Second World War, those governments in exile, they were irrelevant. They counted for nothing. They were swept to one side. If you look at Iran during the time of the Shah, there was a government in exile, and again, they were swept to one side. Iraq, at the time of Saddam Hussein, there was an Iraqi government in exile. Again, they were swept to one side. They were irrelevant. And I know that this will be
So they were irrelevant. And that is why I am telling our people that all the various organizations that we have right now, they are irrelevant. They are self-defeating in their posture. They have made claims that are not real. They are not in conformity with the right of our own people. Their posture is against the right of our people's right of collective organization, right of expressing themselves and organizing themselves. So they are irrelevant. And going forward, no international community can engage with them. That is why for the past years we have been wasting our time. But within 1 year since I created the People's Right Advocacy Platform, we are going to the United Nations. We have had tremendous engagement with state parties and heavy-duty people around the world to listen to our cause and to push the cause of our people and be able to bring them real results. Anyway, let us hear some other international opinion just to piggyback on what they are saying to reinforce in the mind of our people the reality in which we live in. Let us listen even to Tibo Nagy.
Popular with many of
the permanent separation of the two regions a possibility. Sir, I don't believe.
So this is the United States congressional hearing. They are asking Tibo Nagy in his capacity. At this time, he is speaking as a United States Undersecretary for African Affairs. And they are asking him, is it possible for Ambazonia to be independent? Is it possible for Cameroon to be separated? Listen to him and you hear.
Will be this will be unpopular with many of
the permanent separation of the two regions a possibility. Sir, I don't believe so, because I think that most Cameroonians, including in the Southwest and Northwest, have a sense of Cameroonianness, and the concept of a separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of America to recognize the integrity of the country of Cameroon. Got it.
So the most part is not even what he talked about, some of our people having some Cameroonianness in them. A minute, just 1 minute. It's not even the part where he talked about having the Cameroonians in them, but it's the part where he talked about the substance, which I want you to listen again carefully.
Most Cameroonians, including in the Southwest and Northwest, have a sense of Cameroonianness.
This is not important.
And the concept of a separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view.
So talking about the concept of separation, to separate Cameroon, this is what he has to say. And these are the facts that have been communicated to us directly, not only by the current Secretary of State, by the whole State Department, various members of legislatures within the United States, senators that we have engaged with, have all transmitted to us the same thing. Listen again.
It is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of Cameroonianness, and the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of America to recognize the integrity of the country of Cameroon. Got it. And the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic.
Thing I know.
So that's Tibo Nagy saying that the concept of separating Cameroon is not realistic, and the United States supports the integrity of Cameroon as it is. This is the reality that is very painful for us to hear. But for the sake of our people who are suffering and dying, we must speak the truth, we must hear the truth, and we must adjust ourselves according to the truth, so that we move from the realm of impossibility into the realm of possibility. If it is not possible for us to separate Cameroon, if it is not possible for us to have independence, it will be futile, wasting human life and resources to be demanding something you know you cannot get. Because when you are demanding something you know you cannot get, you are in the realm of impossibility, and you will be ridiculed about. Nobody will take you seriously, and that has been the case for the past 8 years. And we have to drop this demand, adjust ourselves in a way that we can actually have it in the future, which is what the People's Right Advocative Platform have done. And now to Chris Anu. I want you people to know who is Chris Anu. Chris Anu is a blackleg. Remember when I talk about blackleg? Blackleg are people who have sold Ambazonian soldiers to Cameroon military to kill. People who have themselves killed Cameroon Ambazonian fighters. Remember that Chris Anu's brother was responsible. There are videos there to show the Tigers of Ambazonia, when I was their bishop, being slaughtered absolutely in Lebialem. Traditional rulers killed. Doing so, taking money from Cameroon. Listen to Chris Anu in his own words, and you know that this is a blackleg. Listen.
And the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic.
The thing I know, therefore, is the CDC deal. Dr. Samuel Komesako cannot say it did not exist because I took it to him.
So now blackleg that mama me my papa them. When I hear the blackleg the thief man way they talk, say CDC D way it be take and go again for Sako. We una not say CDC, the board member them where they control CDC now governor for Northwest and Southwest, Lele Africa and Okara Bilai, the main people the way that they prosecute this war for kill our people them for born villages them. Then come for Chris Anu, can't talk say the one for give money, me fighter they know me then leave CDC, me CDC the work. Chris Anu carry that deal with that arrangement. Go to Ambosako, then go arrange and then give the money through some boy for Italy. Big money, then give for them. Then take that money, chop them. Wait to wait and do. Then start talking me them bring county by county for drive all Bamenda people them on Northwestern and the way they was Southwest. So that because they will be that strong fighter them for day. Then drive General Ivor. Then start kiki soldier them. Bribe soldier them. How many soldiers then die where Chris Anu go betray struggle? So the man a blackleg. When I know the year I say some man they always accuse other people. Now why that way they will fear me? Where they will hate me because I they always talk the truth for our people them and you know say I the exposing. So when I hear you for your own mob, when I hear blackleg, when I already hear blackleg how he go talk, how we either say struggle, when I hear.
The CDC deal. Dr. Samuel Komesako cannot say it did not exist because I took it to him. They will be crushed.
So that is Chris Anu, person way Ambazonian fighter, then way they come up for Bamenda from Bafu, then go General Efang for inside Bui, then catch them. The Chris Anu talk me, then kill them, bury some of them alive. 29 boy them, then slaughter them because he lie, say na beat them. Me and kill them, our own people them. So these are the murderers where they don't destroy the struggle completely. So declaring excessive lockdown, declaring it to destroy the struggle because they don't go take money for CDC deal. When I hear what is reason behind attacking other soldiers, when I hear.
This, what happened in Bui, should send a message to the ADF and the AGOFC that this interim government would no longer sit down to negotiate with you out there.
So they be the key the ADF and the other soldier them. Not only ADF. When I remember, say it ban AMF, it ban SOCADEF, it ban ADF. ADF now just a bit of a strong head. So they be the struggle for go make their deed of La Republic. The other fighter they see go attack La Republic. Now why that way it be the vex. Now why that way they be the one key the soldier them. Because of waiting for their own private belly where they chop money. Then collect 2 million for my trip to Boya. Lie say they will give you independence at 3 months. Then take that money, I will chop them all, begin buy code them, buy TV station. Now person where openly talk say it chop money for struggle, it need to contribute. Poor church rat. So make una see the people the way they can take over this genuine fight for our people them. They can turn them into their money making machine. Now why that way it be very convenient for them. But can't talk say maybe we'll fight unto forever. Because for them they already adjust their lifestyle for begin collect people their money they chopper. When I listen for ye, and we fight the independence, how independence it come? From recognition. But the same person, it is sabotage that ability for we to convince the United Nations by attacking the United Nations. Now listen.
All right. Let me get to you.
First, this one, not the propaganda, the way it always make them. Because the Christian no first be in contact with ground zero, you no get no soldier for ground zero where either train them or either motivate them. It do use the struggle now for begin take money, the raise money, the chop them, and sako. So when I look fake news, obvious fake news, then for sure now how irrelevant, inconsequential, and how this boy now just a pure manipulator for begin collect money that una listen.
Now with this other footage from Kumbo this morning. Kumbo this morning.
So now Cristiano this, it one show when I say he gave force of a ground zero. The image the way he show him for this video, now image the way he take him for Congo. And for that video, them na tawe they be kida Kunda that General Kunda, big general for inside Congo. For the video, they even talk Congolese word for they even talk say the ranky general for the call that general in him. So even a person where he be do hard work, the person where he know things the highway if he even lead the nation. If you don't look that video, no say na fake. Either he no say na fake, just feel say una Ambazonia una over foolish way una just sitting there they believe him. Then he one can fool na. Whatever the case, he is not somebody who is credible. He's somebody who lies. He's somebody who misrepresents himself. And he has no plan for us. This struggle for him is just to benefit himself and enrich himself. And our people have to know this because we cannot listen to these people and they cannot pay attention to what he's saying and take it seriously when he's there to grind you people, for our people to suffer and continue to suffer without any care or concern about their welfare. So look at the video and his presentation about General Chacha.
Let me take you to that footage one more time. I will play the entire footage now. This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happened in Kumbo today. This happened today. And with the truth of Bui warriors under General Chacha. Take a look, please.
See, now Congo died issue and send General Chacha. Tawe the kida general they call it General Kunde will be very strong so for Congo. When I hear the even the talk. Kunda. So now they can't lie in this way be the talk. We call the lie how FEMA Sharanki 500 people, 10,000 people. Somebody would deceive like that. Do you think whatever he says is something that anybody can count on? So when I see him,
we move on. You don't support it. We lay down our tools. I have to be very frank, very, very frank with you. There is no other way. You have to give your money. You don't give your money, we will lay down tools, carry our hands on our head, surrender to La Republique du Cameroon, and that will.
So this one no be some man they make some fake thing about you because any their accusation they make up for me, it always be fake. Now he talk so. Say if they no give money, he go carry hand for head, go surrender for La Republique. Any man when a true man in the fight for freedom for the people them, if he talk the kind talk, Man way boy that go sacrifice their life for struggle, go die. You go pick and talk say if they don't give you money, you will surrender for the republic. It means say your main motivation for the war na waiting na money. So me una know if we be na a black leg we ide for this struggle for money. Una listen.
Oh, I don't have to say it the way it is.
So my people them, that is who Chris Anu is. And I want to play this other video.
It's the height of international hypocrisy.
So that I'll conclude the message.
We won every single battle in Vietnam and we lost the war.
So another see that first video where they talk about the Christiano, they talk about the United Nations. Say me the cease all thing for United Nations. Now they wonder why one player and not be player. That one anyway, I think Unara already get the message. Now maybe we'll listen for Thibaut Nagy in a very fair manner. Then I will come for now. Maybe gonna hear.
We won every single battle in Vietnam and we lost the war. And every day that the pain and the suffering goes on, unfortunately, more and more the people who live in Western Cameroon are starting to think seriously about favoring independence and that.
So this one be very important. Thibaut Nagy the talk say the more the Cameroon government be the key people them, majority of our people they turn for start support independence, which is true. And the reverse is also true. When our people then start being killed by our own forces them, the more our forces they attack our people like Ayabacho, the key people that they murder people them. Cristiano they can declare unnecessary lockdown, prolonged lockdown. Wait till it happen as wait. Our population they start abandon the struggle, they even turn for better go back for their normal life. Now the ills and that what Adam fight and for this struggle so they tired, will not succeed. That way they be declare that unnecessary lockdown. Now me one be the fight them. So people they say, Capo, why you don't let the lockdown them? Why you don't let? I talk say no, because I love our people and I fight for their freedom and I know the impact with that type of policy then get them. I fight them. That way I have a joke and keep people them for goes down. I will fight them. Now so me the fight them. Why? Because I fight now for our people them. I know the impact for those type of things them because nothing what I'm preaching against the Republic. I know say if our own people then do them, it will do so. So when this struggle be start, when not only Cameroon be the key our people them, all man the whole world be there for one mob. Say me poor be leave our people then go even francophone them. But when our own people them, instigated by the Field Marshal and the Cristiano them, they start kill our people them, attack our people them. Which will not face people that will do they go see support the struggle? No. But maybe gonna listen even more importantly for the last statement for Thibaut Nagy.
Again, United States view is a unified Cameroon. We support a unified Cameroon because the last thing Africa needs is another mini-state that will be full of poverty and suffering and needing billions of dollars of foreign assistance to make it. And then what happens if you split off part of Cameroon? What happens in parts of Nigeria? So that's not what Africa needs at all. But the Cameroonian government needs to get serious about a genuine peace process, genuine decentralization, genuine power to the local level. And then you mentioned neocolonialism and colonialism.
So on a way to the Thibaut Nagy talk, say when it comes for separate Cameroon, America no go ever support them. They wanna just the fact way they no go support the independence, they no go support separation for Cameroon. If the talk so me the Cameroon government it be serious for real negotiation for end the war. Me then come up with a plan. We will not ignore way the international community they talk, the position of the various countries. If powerful country like Ukraine, they no fit ignore way America they talk them, other countries they talk them because they need their support. What about us? Even Israel no fit ignore way America they talk them. So we need to understand the reality of the war and our chances that we win. We need to understand them, even though it be hard. If the person where you sick with cancer, you know what talk say you know one for know the kind cancer where they cause you because you fear say you go know say they will go die. The right thing now for instant know them, then you struggle for move them, for cure yourself. Sometimes you feel succeed. So the last video I go play now the one for the ambassador for European Union, where he be talk for that way the one go he talk, he make speech for explain the position of the European Union them for the people then so that all they will be wise. But unfortunately, it looked like the video, show for my screen now, and it will take a lot of time for me to get them. So I could just give una my closing remark them, and then we'll conclude the program, the presentation for today. So my country people them, as I tell una, a popular movement, they succeed automatically because it be popular. Leadership, the way they come for a popular movement, they no fit just rely on the popularity of that movement. They need to be able to be capable, to develop the capacity and the ability to come up with a plan, a roadmap. The roadmap that we began getting for this struggle was for recognition and liberation by force. Those have failed. We are obligated to change. Our ability to get the international community must affect the plan that we put on the table. That is why the People's Right Advocative Platform have put a solid plan which reflects our ability to convince the international community to be able to support our plan. We want a plan that can have direct endorsement, direct support by the international community, and gather the critical international support to be able to press Cameroon government to accept the solution that we have prescribed. We must remove our struggle from the realm of impossibility into the realm of possibility, where we can have recognition. This is what we owe to our people. People like Chris Anu, who say that we should continue to fight and just hold on fighting until some opportunity for negotiation will come, do not understand what they are talking about. No opportunity for negotiation will come when you are just fighting and you cannot win, unless it is something coming on compassionate zone just to give you a way out to surrender. And if we cannot win, it is time for us to sit down and look for a way forward. If it is to sit down with Cameroon and trash a new social contract as we have proposed, we have to do that. But what we cannot do is to allow this struggle to be lost. Because if Cameroon attain a critical victory, as the university in Aberdeen in Australia have put out a research document that shows that the intensity of our fight is manageable for Cameroon. Cameroon government basically can survive with the war as it is. So we must now come to the table, bring a solid proposal like we have put for the People's Right Advocative Platform that can move our people forward. Yes, we can. And that is exactly what we need, and that is what we are going to do. Have a good day, gentlemen, and see you tomorrow. We'll continue to engage and fight and make sure that the peace plan paper have the critical support to be able to bring an end to this war and end the suffering of our people and create a better chance in a one country, two people, where our people can have their space, they can have their police, they can have their flag, they can have their legislature, their uniqueness, their culture will be protected, and they will strive, they will prosper. But remember, the devil comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. And who is the devil? He is a liar. The one who comes with lies, who comes with manipulation, who kill people, innocent blood. Those are the devils that you must avoid. God bless you all.